You ever just have a shit week? Yeah, me too. Fuck, man. Not gonna lie, this round kind of sucked. There wasn't too many games that I thought were like of impeccable quality like the rest of the season has been so far. There was a couple boring ones, couple stinkers, but there's also a couple gems, couple things to look forward to, a couple silver linings, if you will, but fuck, what do we do, boys? It's all G. We push on, it's all G. Alright, let's fucking do this quickly. Bombers Port, Radaglia fucking sucks, cunt. There's no two ways about it. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Last year especially, this year he doesn't look as bad, but his decision making is so fucking bad as a defender. I don't know, it's strange to watch almost. Like, it feels odd. It feels like he has no fucking idea what he's doing, and he's clearly either not listening to what people around him are telling him to do, or he just doesn't have the instincts for it. He looks woeful. But Burn Jones is a sick cunt. I like him. I like that funny looking fella. Georgiades, you got some of the most fucking hit and miss kicking of all time. There's so many shots that he just should be taking, and then you see him hit some and you're like, oh, he's a fucking classic kick. He's got that real nice ball drop, old school fucking forward. But no, he's hit and miss as fuck. The Sam Draper snap goals, they're something to behold. I can't get the image of him shushing his own crowd out of my head last week, but if they work, they work. That's all that matters in the end, I guess. Look, Essendon sucks. I just think Port suck more. Fuck knows what's going on at the club. There's cultural problems. It might be the Ken shit. It might be the fact that they rely on Rosie to fucking have a blinder to actually give a fuck. Juan Francis is out there spitting a dummy, fucking pulling some Harley Reid shit. I don't know. It's bad looks. It was a fucking boring game. Isaac Kako, Sam Draper, and Zach Merritt are the only good things about Essendon. And Zach Merritt, fucking, he's a prick, but he's good football. I'm not gonna like stand here and pretend like he's not. But Isaac Kako's a wicked cunt. I'm really fucking enjoying watching him play, but I also think that he's just a good lad. His after game interview was funny as fuck. He did the big Hayes celebration on his first ever goal for one of his fans who's like disabled and shit. I don't know, it's just it's a good look. He seems like a real good young player with a good head on him. He needs to get the fuck out of Essendon. So does Draper. Merritt can die at the club being the only one worth any fucking grains of salt. The other two, go to a team where you're gonna win a flag. They got the job done, so fucking, I don't know. Kenny's on the chopping blocks, that's all I'm gonna. Carlton and the Dogs, Blues, come on, what the fuck? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Was it 0-4? 0-3? Or whatever. You're about to be 0-12 if you continue this. They looked good at the start. Not great, but they looked good. They looked strong. They looked much stronger than the Dogs did. And then they stopped looking as good. And then the Dogs started looking pretty good. And we had a real scrappy game going on. Real tight game. And then the Blues started looking bad. It was a decent game of footy. Still kind of fucking boring. I'm glad the Dogs did actually manage to scrape the win out. I would have been happy if Carlton won, but not as the game went on. Like in the first quarter, I was thinking, alright, fuck, I got me tip probably wrong by the looks of things. Things change very quickly, as we'll discuss coming up in a few games time. We'll discuss how things can quickly change. But I was thinking, fuck, they're looking alright. If they come into form, I don't give a fuck. They're beating up a pretty injured Dogs side. But then as the game went on, I was like, the Dogs better win this, because Carlton, they don't deserve the win. If you can't just play a good first quarter, first two quarters, and then pretend like the game isn't happening. They looked so bad in the second half of every game they've played this year. It needs to be addressed. I don't know what the problem is. I don't think it's necessarily fitness. I think it's composure. Although fitness was probably going to play a role into it. Maybe some list management problems. I don't know. There's problems. Sam Darcy vs Wiedering was pretty fun. That'll be a good matchup going ahead when they play again. The Dogs have got a lot of freaky looking fuckers on their team, but they got it done. And it was a pretty decent game of footy, Blues are just in some real trouble. I don't know where they go from here. I really don't. Suns versus Melbourne. Melbourne, do you realise that you're meant to be like kicking goals, right? Like not points. You're meant to be hitting them through the big two middle sticks, not the little ones. Those mean less, and you want to get a higher score than your opponent to win the game. Just in case Melbourne didn't know, because it kind of seems like they don't know that. I lied about the D's when they played us. There's no love in Melbourne. That was a facade. I said then it might have been a facade, and that should have fucking honed in on that. It's a facade. There's been vision showed of it's like classic vision of how the players given up. Traka running around throwing his hands up, going, what's this distance? And not watching his man, and fucking two other lads in the background high-fiving and shit. They don't look like they're there to win games. On field, it seems like there's problems. Now off field, there's none apparently. From everything we've heard, all the off field shit's been patched up, but on field, they don't look like they fucking want to be there. Petrarca is one of the greatest footballers in the modern era. Clayton Oliver fucking shits his pants, but he's a pretty good footballer. Well, he was a good footballer in his day. And Max Gawn is the best ruck of all time, probably. Like, where we're at with that talent. And yeah, they don't have fucking great forward line. They don't have the best defense line. That should be enough to lift. There was no lift. They don't ride momentum waves well. They don't look threatening. They are a bottom four side this year, and that's looking to be extremely the case. The love in the team's gone. It's like a dying marriage, Simon Goodwin's probably fucking sitting on there on the weekend trying not to Courtney Love himself. It was a boring fucking game. And the crowd agreed. All 12 people that were there. Fucking, what's going on? That's probably why no one in Melbourne fucking gives a fuck. It's because none of their supporters ever show up. Tossers. Wanky club. Just a wanky club. And the Suns played well, and the Suns are looking good and dangerous this year. Yes, that is the case. But I do think there's a thing of like they haven't really been tested against a good team. Similar to Adelaide. Adelaide and the Suns are both looking like they're flying, but they haven't really played the cream of the crop yet. It'll be really fucking awesome to watch them this weekend. But I digress. Found out that BT is a Mikey Dodger. That's wicked. Man of the people. Champion of the people. Probably the best person in all of sport. I don't understand why people hate him. Yes, he's a dickhead. Yes, he says the most stupid shit 24/7. But don't we all? Maybe that's just me, I don't know. Saints Richmond. I was listening to this game while I was at work, and I was thinking, you know, the Saints are probably going to win this one. Probably. But the Richmond's holding in pretty well. And then right as half time happened, I went on my lunch break and I had a bunch of shit to do when I came back, so I didn't put the earbuds straight back in. I sort of jumped around in the last of the third quarter and I was like, what the fuck happened? When did Richmond turn off? I don't know, just a bit of a maturity thing, I guess, you know. Like I was saying, composure. Richmond are the young club. When North does the we're the young club excuse, that doesn't really work. But Richmond, it does. They got fuck all experience. They got no real, like, leadership, and the talent pool there isn't as deep as it needs to be to drive them far into a season. They'll probably be hanging around the bottom of the ladder this year. I thought West Coast was going to leave them in the dust, but fucking West Coast is looking shitty. We'll get to that in a minute too. I'm glad North is still branching out of that bottom three cloud, but yeah, Tigers are young. It is what it is. They shit the bed a bit. Saints are looking, they're looking pretty, they're not promising, but they'll throw an upset every now and then. You know what I mean? They're not a steamroll team. They'll be probably sitting around that 12 to the 8 mark. I don't think they're making the 8, but you know, they give Geelong a good run. They'll give some teams a good shake every now and then. Hawks Giants. Fuck. Now I'm putting out a hit on Nick Watson. It's a $9 reward, and if no one takes it, I might have to take matters into my own hands. I'm joking, of course, for legal reasons. This is clearly a joke. Unless anyone wants $9. I do need Mighty Mouse to come out of retirement, just a flying knee that stupid little cunt in the head every time he fucking drops fucking up against that cage. Drop in the head. I heard some conversation going on this week about like flopping should be a fine and suspension, but then dropping the head is like part of the game because you're trying to draw a free kick, you know, it's what we all do. Yeah, but it goes against the complete fucking thing of like, high tackles are banned so that you don't fucking hurt someone's brain. The whole big thing right now about dangerous tackles and all this fucking concussion shit, all of that centers around protecting the brain. It feels like a bit of fucking insult to injury to like exploit that, the fact that you're a midget. I'll run into the contest like fucking this or this so that my body's this big. How else do you tackle him? You have to take him high. You gotta take his head off. You should take his head off with a fucking... Sorry, never mind. It's joking. I'm joking. Please, I'm joking. My name is Joey King. From fucking the best movie of all time. I don't even know it. I don't know. He needs an Oscar. Nick Watson needs an Oscar for his acting prowess because it fools everyone every single time. I'm not even that cut about the fucking Josh Weddle mark. No, it wasn't a mark, but at the end of the day, that doesn't change the game. Some of the umpiring decisions are bad, but he had a bad angle on that one, the umpire. The replay shows it clearly not to be a mark. I'm just glad that when, I think it was Iden like jumped and tackled him afterwards, and I was worried they were going to give a 50 away, and then that would have been a whole different story, but I don't know. We had a really strong first quarter. We had too strong of a first quarter. Their second quarter, they kicked the exact same amount as we did, if not more. I think it was more. They got out in front. And then their third quarter was by far their strongest. It was, by the end of the third quarter, I knew there was no way we were taking the game back. And you know, you can blame the wind, you can blame the conditions, whatever. Home ground advantage that fucking they have in Tasmania. We don't need that. There's no excuses for us. We got a few of our key players back, and fucking Hogan looked great. Hogan looked strong. Stringer still working out his place in the team, it feels. Understandably, it's his first game at the team. But you know, no real excuses. Hawthorn with a better team on the day, and that's okay with me. Like, Hawthorn are going to be a massive fucking problem this year, like, flag-wise. So, yeah, look, learning game. It was a good learning game. I do think that this game would have been different had there not been the wind conditions. Not that it takes too much out of it, but it does change the dynamic a little bit. Whether or not that means we would have won or not, that's not here nor there. Again, it's all Jeck. I don't really care that we lost. It hurts. It hurts to watch. It hurts my soul. I wasn't wearing my scarf while I was watching the game, and I didn't, like, remember that I wasn't wearing it. I do that normally every week, and I didn't, and we lost. And then afterwards, my missus gave me a bit of shit, and I could not stop bashing myself up in the head. We would have won if I was wearing the scarf, man. We would have won. Fuck. I've let the boys down. For real though. And all this shit I'm talking about Nick Watson, he killed us that game. He was fucking awesome upfield. Not like in the 40, he was whatever. He was breaking our lines like crazy, getting real far up the ground and then just pushing it down forward. So he's a dangerous player, but it is just the thing of how do you tackle him? Every time time someone tries to tackle him, he's diving to the fucking ground. So it's going to be called high because people are taking him high because he's fucking trying to get taken high. Commentary's aware of it. Every fucking player's aware of it. He's obviously aware of it. It's all just this fucking out in the open secret that he is a actor that has great skills. So you watch the electric moments and you're like, fuck, you know, whatever, I'll excuse it. And then your team versus him and you want to fucking put out $9 hit out on him. I don't know. The Hawks look good. Not gonna lie. They look good. They looked really strong. Their defense was really fucking good this game. Their defense just killed our offense. And our defense was fucking shit. Connor Stone fucking sucks. Lockie Whitfield looked like shit too. I don't know. His kicking decisions was bad. Just, I don't know. Bad decisions. We crumbled to the pressure. Is what it is. I missed the Cats Brisbane game because I was too busy trying not to throw myself into oncoming traffic. Cats are shit in the bed. Don't know how Brizzy came back. Probably shouldn't have, but they did. Brisbane looks dangerous. North Crows, you know, is what it is. Again, I think the Crows are just a better side than North. Like, at the end of the day, they're just in a better position. Like, they're going to go further this year. North put up a really good fight. Fuck, how good is Benny Keys, bro? I do really rate Ben Keys, but that chase that he put on, I think it was like the second or third quarter, he didn't end up even getting the tackle, but he just fucking put the Jets on from all the way from the forward line to the fucking half back line. Didn't end up wrapping up the tackle, but he was electric. A lot of the Crows just look really good. It's a good looking side, I'm not going to lie. Larky and Curtis are just getting better and better. It's really great to watch them in the forward line. They're the two, I think they're the keys for North this year. Daniels had a fucking shocking game. He racked up a whole lot of possessions, but his disposals were just fucking dog shit. He'd be handballing into the man on the mark or kicking into the man on the mark every fucking time. It was, I don't know, bad decision making for him. Trying to be too tricky with it, but McDonald had a pretty good game. Took Fogster out, but fuck it, you know, he had a pretty good defensive game. He's had a good year this year, despite, like, last year he's one of the worst fucking players in the AFL, but this year he's shaping up alright. It's a standard tale for North, you know, bad decisions in critical moments. It's something they need to work on, but I'm not too cut with the way they played. They played pretty good. Crows look pretty good as well. Again, Crows haven't been tested by the cream of the crop, top echelon, but they look dangerous. They look very dangerous. Freo West Coast, the Josh Tracy trying to celebrate and doing a high five thing and getting a poke to the eye, that was a little bit of a piss take, not gonna lie, very funny. Not as big as a piss take as my tip. What was I thinking? Sorry, that was a long shot. That was a real long shot, and it missed. He missed by a mile, you know. What was I thinking? West Coast was not gonna get that done. They did not get that done. They didn't look like they were gonna get it done at any point in the game. Even at the start when Freo was like not converting their shots and West Coast had a little bit of a lead, it was just because Freo was kicking like shit. The actual game itself was being dominated by Freo. Sarong came back into form again. He won that fourth fucking derby medal or whatever it's called. I still don't think that fucking Freo looked good. People are saying, oh, it's return to form. You're versing fucking West Coast. Come on, guys. Like, both of these teams are shit. Both of their coaches are shit. It was a boring game. I thought it was going to be so much more hot and heavy. Harley Reid was getting fucking fired up, and like, he does get targeted by the umpires in terms of not getting frees when they're definitely deserved, but at the same time he does a lot of shit that like pisses the umpires off. It's a bit of a Toby Green situation, but Harley's bigger media topic and bigger more eyes on him, and I don't know, seems just to be more of like a bit of a fucking dickhead, like oh come on. He needs some work, he needs some fucking mental coaching into just not letting that. I know that's how he might like try fire up, but I don't know. The talent is getting wasted there. Maybe it's, I don't know. I just don't know. Fucking boring game. Shit round. The Giants lost. It was a shit round. I have to be at work in 5 minutes. I gotta do this real quick. Pies and Carlton. I have got the Pies winning by about 20 points, I reckon. Sorry, Carlton. You are starting at 0-4. There's a very good chance that Carlton do win this game, but I just think the Pies do it. I just think these two teams hate each other. The Pies will know that this can be a great nail to put in the coffin that's becoming Carlton, so I see the Pies winning. Cats Melbourne at GMHBA. Cats are gonna fucking pump them. This might be an obliteration. I know that the Cats lost last week and the Cats are looking a bit shaky, but Melbourne's not gonna give them this run. It's just not. Cats are gonna reassert a bit of dominance here. They're gonna find a bit of form. This will be a centering game for the Geelong team. I think they're really gonna fucking try, again, put the stake in the heart of a dying Melbourne club, make a statement, say, hold on, I know we're having a shaky start, but we're hanging around. We're here to stay. I see it being a massive blowout, to be honest. Melbourne looks so fucking dog shit, dude. Adelaide and the Suns at People First Stadium. Now, the Suns are the favourite, and I've tipped Adelaide to win this one. I think Adelaide just look a bit better. Yes, the Sun looks dangerous. Their ball movement looks incredible. Their home ground used to be a fucking fortress last year. But I really think if Adelaide are the real deal, they'll beat this team. I think the way that if Adelaide is the final team that I think they're going to be, the actual fucking threat that they look like they are at the start of this year, they look more threatening than Gold Coast. And playing Gold Coast at home should not be a fearful thing. You should be able to go there and get that job done. This will be a fucking great game though. This will be electric. Lots of narratives around this one. Really excited to watch it and see how it all goes. This will be game the round, I reckon. I'm fucking pumped as shit for this. Lions and Richmond at the MCG. If the Lions manage to lose this, then I don't know what's wrong with them. They've had a bit of shaky start, but at the same time they've won all their games. Like, they don't look as crisp and clean as they were looking at the end of last year or on their big surge towards the end of last year, but But again, probably, Richmond's very young. Richmond should give them a good fight for a couple quarters, and then it might just be kick to kick for the rest of the game. But the Lions are getting that one done. North and Sydney at Marvel. When I say I like getting tips wrong, I really like getting tips wrong. I'm picking North to win this. Sydney have not fucking impressed me this year. They have not shown. They should come out and try a statement piece North up, just like the rest of the teams I was saying. This should be a statement game for Sydney. But if North is serious, they'll give them a good fucking run for their money, and I can see them getting it done. The whole Parker thing will be interesting, and the other cunt, I don't remember his name, the other lad from Sydney that came in the trade. This will be a fucking cracking game, I think. This will be electric, I reckon. This is another massive long shot. Easily could go the way of Sydney, and I'm like, I don't think it's likely that I'll get my tip wrong here. Well, it's probably likely. I don't know. I'm expecting to get this one wrong. But nevertheless, I'm tipping the North. Clarkson had a decent press interview last week. He showed a bit of growth and maturity in his things. He wasn't making as many excuses. He already made the excuses the week before. But, Sydney is a beatable team for North. It's at Marvel too, this could get up and about. I see North getting this done. That might be a pipe dream. I love dreaming about pipe. Giants and Eagles at NG. We better get that done. We better. We will. I hope. No, we should pump them. We should. This will be a statement game as well. I want a fight between Harley Reid and Toby Green. I want a fight between Jake Stringer and someone. I want this to be bloodbaths, and I want us to come out on top, a gladiator style, holding the fucking head of someone on a pike. I want Cripps's head on a fucking stick, and Toby's wandering it around with it at the end of the game. This should be easy for us. Should be. I really hope it is. We should win this. Port and Saints at Adelaide. I've got Port. It's at their home ground. Saints look good. Port looks shit. Port looks better at their home. They just do. If Port fucks this up, I'm off the train completely, out of the delusion that they might do something this year. Rest in piss, Kenny, if this happens, but you should win. This should be another game where, Port needs to win. Port like winning when they need to win, so fucking let's hope they get that done. Dogs and the Dockers at Optus. Fuck, I've tipped the Dogs here. That's a dumb tip. The Dogs don't get many people back. Fucking, I'm sticking with it. Don't have enough time. That's what I'm sticking with. Probably wrong again. Couple loosies, couple gambles in this one. Couple long shots, but we're gonna land them. Because that's what we do here. We land long predictions. Well, not so far this year, but we will. We will eventually. We're gonna get it done, boys. Let's get this shit done. And if we don't, it's all G. Do you get it? Because it's the name of the fucking... Yeah.